Hey everybody, Chris Renshaw here from Obsessive Comics Disorder. Got another review for you guys. This time another board game review for you guys. I recently had sent to me via Wizards of the Coast, thank you very much, a copy of their new game, new set Dungeon Command. Remember, Wizards of the Coast, they are the same people that do Dungeons & Dragons. This is one of their Dungeons & Dragons theme games. It's Dungeon Command. Now, Dungeon Command is a miniature type game that they've had out for the past about a year or so, but they just recently, back in January, February, the new Blood of Gruumsh faction pack is what they're called. So this is a bunch of set of 12 pre-painted plastic miniatures. These are orc themes. That's what this set is all about strength and constitution and very much orc theme. And so the way this game plays is, I've heard it described, and it's a very pretty good description, is this is like D&D and Magic the Gathering kind of like mixed together and just kind of like swallowed up into one nice little miniatures game. And so you take the form of one of two commanders. Each faction box has two commanders. You got Lokar of the Stonelands, and then you've got Drogar of Gruumsh. So you pick one of these guys, and they have like stats here about what cards you start with, and what you're starting. Morale which is kind of like your life in this scenario, and then you also have your leadership, which is how many miniatures you can have out at a single time, sort of. I'm not going to go into all the details of the game, but just kind of give you a good overview. And so, as you can see right here, this is kind of the layout of the game right here. You can see that each of these tiles, they all interlock together very nicely, by the way, I might add. And they're dual-sided, so you can have all sorts of different adventures. So like this is set up in kind of a dungeony pattern. And I will note that these boxes are designed for each player to have one of these boxes. So ideally, when you're playing with somebody, you'll have 12 pre-painted miniatures, maybe this set, or maybe somebody else will have there's a goblin set out. Maybe they'll have that instead. And you can actually have up to like 4 players, I think, playing this. So you can see here back on the board, you can see we're right here, ideally, another group of tiles would lock in. And I think there's even, the instructions have ways where you can lock in 4 sets of tiles. So as you can see here, I've got a couple of miniatures already out here on the battle, and each one of these miniatures has a card that goes with it. And so when you play the creature, you have these cards in your hand at first, and when you play the creature out on the battlefield, you'll play the card like you summon it in Magic. So you'd play the card, and then the creature would appear, and all its stats and all its information right here on the card. So as you can see, the card I've got right here in my hand is the Orc Barbarian, and that's this little guy over here. No, right here, big guy with the axe, or guy with the double-plated axe, mean-looking dude. So, like for instance, he's got 60 hit points. He can hit for 20, and so he's got like a speed of 7. So, like on your turn, what you would end up doing is you activate each one of your miniatures, and then you'll move them and attack and whatnot. So let's say this guy here is of the opposing faction. So he's got a speed of 7. So I'd activate him and go 1, 2, 3, 4 to be right up in striking range. And then I can either do just a basic melee attack, is just say, okay, I hit him and I do the 20 damage that's listed right here on the card. Or you have these other cards in your hand that are called order cards. And these are like you're giving your guys, because you're a commander, remember, you're commanding your troops here. So what you would do is play these order cards, and it would give them specific orders to do any special abilities. Like for instance, we got here Victorious Surge. And it is a standard action, because this is D&D, so you got your standard, your minor, your free actions, those sort of things. Your move, that kind of thing. This one it makes a melee attack that deals plus 20 damage, and it also heals you for 20 damage. So if this guy were to attack this guy over here, I play this Victorious Surge card, and now instead of doing 20 damage, he's now doing 40 damage to this guy, and at the same time healing himself for 20 damage. And each one of those cards has how much hit points they have. So if he was down to like 40 hit points or whatever, this guy would be destroyed, and your opponent's morale would go down. So that's kind of a brief overview of how the game works. I really like this. I gotta say, I very much. I've been intrigued. I've seen the game in some of the gaming stores I frequent, and so I've been curious about it. But I was never quite. I never took it upon me because I thought that you had to have multiple packs. I didn't realize you could play off of just one pack. But I will have to say, I think you're not, even if you do buy one of these, just one pack, you're not going to get the full value out of it. Like me, I was playing with somebody else. You're only getting 6 figures to play around with. The game's really short. You don't really get to develop any sort of strategy at all. It's very much the rules are just the rules to play 2-player with one pack is just to kind of get you a feel for the game and whether or no that this is something you're gonna like. So if this sounds interesting to you at all and you're willing to take the chance and have the money that you can buy 2 packs, or if you have a friend that's interested in one, you convince him to get a pack as well, I would definitely recommend going that route as opposed to going just one pack. But if it's something you're not quite sure if you're into, you kind of like it, but you've not really done a lot of miniatures maybe or something like that, buy a pack, grab a friend, try it out, and then convince him to buy the other pack. But like you can see, I mean, they're a little bit pricey, but as you could tell, like some of these figures, they're pretty. I mean, this isn't just cheap plastic. I mean, yes, they are plastic, but this is some good quality work here, some good quality painting. They come pre-painted, so you don't have to worry about that. You can play straight out of the box. No real setup other than just like laying out the grids is really required. So you get some decent looking figures, and you don't have to use these in just the Dungeon Command game. These creatures, you can use them in your D&D, regular D&D game, or some of the other board games such as Lords of Waterdeep. These sets come with the cards, so you can incorporate these monsters into those games as well, further expanding upon their already big collection of board games. So like I said, I definitely like this product, and I'm definitely something that I'm gonna probably have to try and get my hands on another faction pack so that I can go at it again with some of my friends and work on doing a more cohesive strategy. So, and I haven't really played in a lot of miniature type games. So this was kind of a good introductory game for me, and I really enjoy it. It definitely piques my interest on other miniature games out there. Will I try some more? Who knows? You'll just have to tell me if there's something specific that you want to watch me play or want me to review. So, thank you guys for watching this video and subscribing to the channel. I very much appreciate it. I'd love to hear your feedback. Is this a kind of game that you would want to play? What kinds of games are you interested in? And so just let me know. Send me an email or comment below, or you can send me an email at chris@ocdcast.com. You can follow me on Twitter at christheprof, or you can even comment on my Facebook page, facebook.com/obsessivecomicsdisorder. So I got more great videos coming out for you guys. Sorry they've been a little bit laggy, but it's been a long and hectic week, or a couple of weeks actually. So more videos are definitely coming your way, so stay tuned, and thank you guys again for